Hello again, it's me Sara Constanzo. I have something different for you today. We are having a discussion with some people in the WE GBBR group in Facebook and have the problem of the bolt carrier being broken on its two top ends that are connecting with the rod that goes back and forth. I'm sorry for my voice, but I'm having a flu. So obviously for doing the mod you will need to have an MK16 SCAR L or MK17 SCAR H GBBR. So let's start. First of all, you will have to disassemble the rifle, the airsoft gun, to get to the bolt carrier. So firstly you have to put out the pin and remove the lower receiver. Remove the stock from its position by pulling it downwards. Set it aside. Take out the recoil spring and its plug. Slide backwards the bolt carrier until this point and take out from this point the charging handle on whichever side you have it, and take out slowly the bolt carrier group with the upper rod, as they say. Okay, so let's let aside the upper receiver as well and discuss about what the problem is. So I have already done the mod to my bolt carrier. As you see, it's fully oiled and clean. So what happens is that this hole is not dead center on the bolt carrier, and it's 3/4 on the bolt carrier and 1/4 on the rod. So what happens when it interferes with the spring, when it gets the recoil, is that smashes here, okay, and causes the two top towers that the bolt carrier has to be broken or cut off, or I don't know, getting damaged on them. So the tools that we're going to need for the modification is two new stainless steel or black hardened Allen screws that are the same diameter as the stock ones, but a little bit longer. As we can see, I have a small gauge to do the reading. So these are the stock ones, the black ones. So they are about 12 millimeters long, both rear and back. Okay, so the new ones have to be, when you purchase them, about 15.5 to 16 millimeters long. So the threading is M4 by 0.7 millimeters. The screws are very cheap. You can find them for under €1 or under $1, depending on where you live. You are going to need a 3mm drill, okay, hand taps for the same threading, the hand tap tool, which allows you to insert the tap and do the work, a 3mm Allen key, and one cutting disc for a Dremel tool or a handsaw tool to cut down the screws on the desired length that we want. So proceeding on what we have to do, we firstly have to disassemble the bolt carrier. So the first tool we're going to need is the 3mm Allen key, and unscrew the two top screws that connect the bolt carrier to the rod. As I have already done the modification, you will see the end result. This is the after screw, this is the before. Okay, so the back screw of yours should be, should be (13.4mm) long. After that it has been cut down, this is the back one, okay, and let's remove the front one. Okay, and the front one, after it has been cut down, it has to be a little bit longer at about 14mm. This is the correct reading, 13.95mm. As you can see, I have grinded them down and a bit polished them in order not to interfere with the rod or the spring when it goes back and forth. So, in order to start, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so this is after we have removed the two screws. The bolt carrier can be separated from the upper rod. Alright, so the problem is that these two top towers, this is the back of the bolt carrier and this is the front. Okay, this is the nozzle. So what happens is that from the force that is being relieved from the recoil power, these two towers are being slapped or cut off or broken or whatever fits your needs and hearing. And this happens because the threading that is inside, which fits the old screws, does not go all the way to the end, as you can see here. Alright, just a moment to show you. The screw will pop out now. Okay, this is the original screw. Now you're gonna tell me, oh, it already pops out, so why modify it? Firstly, there are no threadings on this piece here, from this place to this place. So we are losing nearly 3 millimeters of threading, and believe me, this is a lot. So if we put back the rod and put back the original Allen screw and torque it down, we will see that, let's let it focus, that it doesn't show up. Remember, we are looking inside here. Okay, so in your case there will be no hole right here. Okay, so once more we have to disassemble it. And as you know, the measurement that I gave you is totally correct after doing many tests and many failures. So what we intend to do is secure our bolt carrier in a vise. Okay, so it will be stable, so we can have attach our drill, our 3mm drill, on a stable drill and make a hole that will get through those 3mm that we are not having threading. Okay, so you do get the drill inside, top dead center, in order not to damage the already threading that is in here. Okay, and you do the same thing on the front. Nothing changes. Both front and back have the same problem, and in the front the problem is even bigger because we are missing even more. We are losing 4.04 millimeters of threading, so even plus 1 millimeter threading from the back. So that's why the modified screws that I have made have the difference that I showed you earlier in the start of the video. So I suggest to fully disassemble the bolt carrier from the nozzle, the return spring and everything. So no extra metal chips from the drilling or anything else will go inside your carrier and may cause problems when you reassemble it and go and play with it. So this will be even more easier for you to clean it after you will have been done with the process. So after drilling, watch not to go further than this point with your drill. It will do nothing, and if you proceed even lower, it may catch with your nozzle and damage it, and on the back it will interfere with the inside of the bolt carrier and you will lose compression. So don't exceed this point because you will have problems. Alright, so when you are done with drilling, take some earbuds, as they say them, and clean the threads from extra chips or oils that you have placed to make the drilling easier for you, and take the first step of your hand taps. I say again, you will need M4 by 0.7 millimeter taps, hand taps. I suggest a hand tap in order to control it more, and not a tap and drill bit, because you may cause damage by pressing too much force. So after that you will attach it to your little hand tool that holds the hand tap in place. Okay, you will insert it on your already existing threads, and slowly by slowly, using some oil too, cutting oil or motor oil or WD-40 or anything, you will start to have some torque from this point on, because there will be no threading and you will need to open the threads on your own. So as you can see, the tool, as I turn it, the little needle of the front is already facing the end. So you have to do it, okay, as you can see, until you meet, until the end of the tap is meeting the middle of the circle. Okay, then backwards, and because the bolt carrier from WE is made of aluminium alloys or pot metal alloys, I don't know the exact metal that they have used, but it's cheap, okay. And then you will have to use the other two ones to fully clean the threads and make them ready to get the new screws attached over here. So when finished the tapping, take again some clean earbuds and clean the excess chips that may have been made from the tapping, and use some brake clean or some isopropyl alcohol or 99% alcohol with your earbuds, and clean it very, very well, in order not to have oils that will make your threading down the new screws possible to unscrew from the oils and chips. Okay, so we don't need the taps anymore, we don't need the tool anymore, we don't need the stock screws anymore. So as I said before, let's zoom. This is the screws that you will have purchased, alright, these ones, this one and this one, and these two ones are the ones that you are going to have in the end. So remember, on the back goes the shorter one, and on the front it goes the larger one. So as we explained before, the longer one goes on the front because there is more threading length missing. Okay, so obviously now it's time for dremeling the new screws to the desired length. In my opinion, you can have 6 or 10 of them in order to experiment with yourself and see if you made a mistake. Okay, so when you are done, you will not need this one too. So we set aside the two new screws, the new screws that in my case are extras. We put back the guide rod, so let's zoom out. Okay. And as we said, once more, the longer one goes on the front. It's okay to use some thread Loctite here, so you will be even more secure when using it. As said, I use brake clean just a little bit on the threads to clean them before torquing them down. So as you can see, the blue Loctite is in liquid form. Oh, it's brand new bottle, so I'm sorry. Okay. So we place just a little bit. And place, as said, the longer one on the front, and use our 3mm Allen key. Use just a little force, not too much. As you can see now, I don't know if the camera can catch it. Probably not. As you can see right now, the screw, the Allen screw, is all the way inside, but not being interfering with the circle. So this is what you